We would like to kick off this session. Today, I want to give some context. Today's sessions are split into two. We call this day the Product and Ecosystem Day. The idea behind this is we would like to hear a little bit about this morning cross-border sessions. So if you look into your program, all the sessions beginning 10 minutes from now, all through lunch, are focused on cross-border payments. And I know that's a very important topic for many of the people in this room, as well as those online. So that should be exciting. And then in the afternoon, we have folks in the ecosystem who we interface with in various respects. Folks like the Interledger, Tiger Beetle, WinPay will have some updates from those groups. And later in the evening, to wind up the day, there will be updates from the HiPeople FinTech Hackathon, as well as the bootcamp, just to showcase the developers and the folks who are in the running FinTech programs or outreach programs or bootcamps, seeing what that looks like and giving you an update there. Just a couple of quick updates. If you didn't get the memo, today's dress code is the Mojo Loop t-shirt. You can grab one at the reception. The reason for that is at the end of the day, we have a picture. We'll have a group picture taken. Those on Zoom, you will have your picture taken too. So at the end of the day, we'll ask you all to come off camera and we'll take a screenie. Yes, so you'll all be promoted to panelists and we'll be able to see you and we'll be able to wave at you all. And then secondly, this evening, we also have a networking reception. That's taking place offsite, about maybe 2-minute walk from here to the beach house. And that reception starts at 6 p.m. So please keep that in mind as we go through the flow of the day. Today's moderator isn't me, thankfully. It is Mr. Paul Makin, who you can see on the screen. So I'll pass it over to Paul. Morning, Paul.
Good morning. Thank you, Simeon, and hello, everyone. And welcome to this session, this set of sessions this morning, all about cross-border payments. And we've got a full, fun-packed schedule for you today. So we're going to start off with some business stuff, with opportunities and challenges in cross-border payments. Then we're going to move to the topics of ISO 222 and currency conversion, which are definitely well in Michael Richards' ballpark. And then we're going to have an update on the Visa Direct Mojo Loop cross-border remittance POC, and then finishing off with some technical considerations around cross-border payments. Before we get into all of that, we thought it would be good to provide some broader context and start talking about central bank digital currencies, CBDCs. And we have our very own director of the Centre of Excellence for CBDCs, Nick Drury, sitting right in the front of the audience. So Nick, can I hand over to you to give us an update on your work around CBDCs? Thank you.
Thanks very much, Paul. Can you all hear me? Good, good. So welcome everyone, and good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be. So as Paul said, I'm Nick Drury. I'm the director for the newly formed Centre of Excellence in Singapore for central bank digital currencies. We actually started in June, and I've only got 5 minutes, so forgive me, I'm going to gallop through what we have done, what is coming, and just focus on a few specific issues. Just before we turn the slides though, for those of you who actually attended yesterday's meeting, I'm going to be drawing on some of those sort of key leitmotifs, the journey, the ecosystem, and I think also the use cases. For CBDCs in particular, it is very much same but different, because we have a very interesting additional set of stakeholders that we very much need to include as part of our collaboration and our development in terms of the central bank digital currency exploratory journey. But we'll talk about that shortly. Next slide, please. Okay, so basically, in a nutshell, what we're here to do at the Centre of Excellence is to really see what a CBDC could be in practice. And our efforts are going to support, of course, universal financial inclusion. And that really involves designing, implementing, and operating a central bank digital currency. In the short time that we will have for this particular project out of Singapore, we'll be focusing on setting up working groups, establishing some pilot projects, conducting hackathons. We will be also developing a toolkit for CBDCs, and then hopefully much more over time. But this is going to be a very long journey, as you can imagine. We heard yesterday about car journeys. This is more like a journey to the moon or some other planet which is yet to be discovered. Next slide, please. So what have we been doing in the last 3 or 4 months? Basically working towards forming the working group. And there is support for both a technology as well as also a non-technology forum, if I can put it that way. So to Michael's comments yesterday and others about, the external stakeholders, we think that having a separate working group, which is conjoined to the technology group or however designed as we go forwards, will be useful for looking at the development of a CBDC in terms of both the technology architecture, but just as importantly, the non-technology aspects, so the challenges, the risks, and also the opportunities around the use cases and the deliverables. We've been identifying priority projects, and of course, we've been tracking the project KPIs, although it's very early stages yet. We've hired our Director of Engineering, I'm very happy to announce, Mr. Suji Tampi, who is with us in Singapore. He's been on board for a couple of weeks. And we also have a couple of other positions that we're hiring for at the moment, hopefully near closing, both a community manager and an operations manager. Next slide, please. So what's next? Immediately after we leave Zanzibar, we'll be heading to Singapore for the FinTech Festival. And we've got 4 speaking slots there, both for Mojaloop and also for the CBDC. We will start the working group in December, mid-December. That's the time frame. And you can see that the priority pilots there, domestic clearance, settlement and CBDCs, issuance and clearing of CBDCs, cross-border payments pilot, these are already agreed, and we'll be working towards progress in some of those key pilots. And then last but not least, we will complete the immediate hiring needs over the next month or so. Next slide, please. And that's it, really. So I'm here, so please do come and speak to me. If you have any questions about CBDCs, we really want to be able to include as many people in the ecosystem as we can, and welcome you to join us in our collaboration. Thanks very much.